Hello, America. Oh, we're on. Sorry, I didn't hear the music. Hello and welcome to the program. There we are. I want to talk to you tonight. First, I want to give you some real quick headlines. General Stanley McChrystal came to Washington today to receive the punishment. Unfortunately, to be consistent, I think he deserved. General shouldn't say things about the president unless he says them to the president's face behind closed doors. We're replacing him now with General Petraeus, an incredibly honorable man. Pray for our troops tonight. Then we have Rahm Emanuel, reportedly on his way out the door. I doubt this has anything to do with the Blagojevich trial. Surely nothing shady will come to light in those hearings that will make the president look bad, and that's why they would be distancing themselves in advance. No. And the earth-loving, stop the seas from rising Obama administration is now blocking the building of sand berms meant to protect the Gulf coastline. I thought the offshore drilling ban was about saving the coastline and the earth. This is the second time now he has hacked the environmentalists off. He has never waived the Jones Act to allow cleanup to help from foreign ships. This one really bothers me. Why wouldn't he do that? One word, unions. And that's where we focus tonight. I'll give you more on that in a minute. But I do have to mention this before we start. This picture from yesterday. This president has a problem with flies landing on him. Then we had the bees that were swarming the White House. And then, I don't know if you saw this. Do we have the rodents? Here's the president giving a speech, and the little rat running out watches. Okay. I don't know if he's Dr. Doolittle or what exactly. Do you remember this from the live interview? I've never seen that before. Hello. Yes. Okay. Now flies landing on his mouth as he's speaking yesterday. I'm not sure what to make of it. It might be that there's a lot of BS and flies are... But the president's ability to attract rodents and insects is kind of creepy. And in a completely unrelated note, we have an Andy Stern update for you tonight. Andy Stern, I know you've been worried about him, has landed himself a new job. And I want you to please look into this company. Please look into this company. Tiffany, can you put our address down at the bottom of the... You send us any information you can find on this. This isn't good. SIGA, Human Bioarmor. He's going to be on the board of directors for this drug manufacturer, SIGA. They, don't worry about it. This is all they do. They design and develop novel countermeasures to prevent and treat serious infectious diseases with an emphasis on biological warfare defense. How? Andy Stern and biowarfare. SIGA says that they have hired Stern because of his understanding of how our federal government works. Again, completely unrelated, news of Stern's hiring caused some action in SIGA's stock. The low point yesterday, you're going to love this, 666. No biggie. At least the president isn't attracting flies. I don't know if the president is Dr. Doolittle, and I don't know what all of this means yet, but we're looking into it. I do know this. The country is being destroyed, and partly because of people like Andy Stern and unions, partly because of revolutionaries. Tonight and tomorrow, we concentrate on those two things, labor unions and revolutionaries. Roll up your sleeves, start the DVR, because there's a lot of work to do tonight. The president has said that we should just judge him on the people he surrounds himself with. Well, tonight, we're going to do that. We'll look at the people he surrounds himself with, radical Marxist and unions. But we're not going to do this in the usual way that this show has. We're going to look at history. History of the unions. Who is the most frequent guest of the White House? Former president of SEIU, Andy Stern. Here's how the president describes his relationship with SEIU.
Just imagine what we could do together. Imagine having a president whose life work was your work.
Okay. It's almost like he has put the concerns of the unions ahead of everything else. including car companies, you, and the earth. How is it we didn't get any foreign help to clean up the oil spill? Still don't. We could have it if the president would do something that George Bush did right away after Katrina. We waive the Jones Act. What is the Jones Act? It's something that was put into and made law in the 1920s. It's a law that requires vessels working in the U.S. to be built in the U.S. The crews have to be U.S. workers, no foreigners. Now, this is strange to me because the president doesn't have any problem at all with illegal aliens working all over the country. In fact, he'll go after Arizona, doing all kinds of jobs, but working on boats? Oh, no, 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 no. Why? The unions. The real ticking time bomb in this country? Unions. It's not the national debt. No, no, no. It's the debt to the unions and the union workers. Pensions. You see, the more things change, the more they stay the same. And that is exactly the way people in power like it. You've got to change your perspective, and the way to do it is to learn history. If I asked you, why do we have labor unions? You would say, and partly correctly, because of out-of-control companies. But if I asked you about the turn of the century, and I said, tell me what you know about the Vanderbilts and the Rockefellers and the Carnegies, you would probably say, answer yourself now, they're rich, they were robber barons, they were industrialists, they were bad guys. Okay? Now if I said, at the same time, tell me about the unions of that time period, you would probably say, well, they were for the little people. They were, trying to help people, get work and have it be fair, minority groups, Irish, black, Chinese, everything else. You'd be guessing, but that's probably what you would believe. Crystal clear on the robber barons, I'm guessing. My question is to you, why is it that the Marxist, the communist, and the progressive unions have a history that is kind of fuzzy and happy, and yet the capitalist robber barons are crystal clear in your mind? All you remember about unions is stuff like this growing up. Look for the union label. When I put the glasses of history on your face, you will not ever be able to think of look for the union label the same way ever again. Do you know where that started? Look for the union label? Oh, by the end of the hour, you will. And there's a good reason. There's a good reason nobody wants you to know where that came from. Do you know this guy? Do you have any idea who he is? Do you even know what this is? How about this one? Do you know what this one is? This is a very important day in American history. Very important day. How about this? You know what this is? This is the Exclusion Act of 1882. It affected millions of people. Millions of people. It's a racist document that millions of people. Now, it looks really old, right? It is. It's from the labor unions. And up until 1960s, still in effect. Changed many times. You will understand what this is. You need to understand history. And when you understand history, you'll understand why the unions act the way they do today and why the politicians act the way they do today. Here are the facts on unions. They are destroying the countries, not just ours, but all around the world, with their out-of-control pensions. What's happened in Greece? Unions. What's happening here? Unions. This we showed you last night. This is the pension liability. Pension liability, this is for Illinois. Just the top 100 Illinois school administrators alone, 100 people are owed $887 million. Take this administration. Where's Gary? Here's Gary. Take Gary here. He's made $306,000 in 2007. He doesn't have any more years to retire. He's worked for them for 35 years at that salary. He's now owed in his retirement $9 million. Now, Illinois, how do you pay for that? How do you pay for it? You don't. That's why this list exists. Go to the next list, please. Here it is. Highest default probabilities. Love this. Venezuela, highest default. Greece, Argentina, Pakistan, Ukraine, Dubai, Iraq, Illinois, California, Latvia.